Everyone has been talking about this new series titled Forever on Netflix, and I'm wondering what's the fuss about? Hi, guys. My name is Okewumi. This is Life with Wumi, and in today's video, I will be reviewing the series titled Forever. Tell me why, when I watched the series, I was crying, cringing, smiling, and questioning my life choices all over. Forever is an 8 episode Netflix series that talks about two teenagers falling in love fast and hard. I emphasize on the word fast because that's how fast they fell in love. I was like, no, but you be that. Like, how can you fall in love this fast? But then when I sat down to look at it, that's how fast I fall in love. But basically it just, you know, shows us the regular type of high school love, but with a different twist in it. It also shows us the challenges that these teenagers faced in navigating their love life and how they were able to conquer these challenges. And then it takes us to how this love is transitioning as they are becoming adults and the life changing decisions that they've had to make and sacrifice for this love that started when they were teenagers. And so, in this video, I don't want to try to spoil the movie. If I talk more than this, I would spoil it. But I would just be highlighting three life lessons that I was able to take away from this series. One thing that really stood out for me in this series is how Forever showed that young love can be real, even though sometimes adults think that it's silly. The love is pure. It's like someone loving you, regardless of how immature you are, regardless of how stupid and how little you know of, regardless of how little you can offer. Because when you are young, you can basically offer nothing but just your company. And so it's like the most innocent form of love. And it also talks about how sometimes we can lose our identity to someone else because we're in love. And that is my lesson number one. In this series, we saw the steady progress of him just genuinely loving her to attaching himself unconsciously to her, to making his entire life revolve around her, to making his existence become about her. And it happens in everyday life. Some of us are so quick to love, some of us have very fragile emotions, and some of us, we're like always alone, we're always to ourselves, we don't have anybody. And so when you finally fall in love, when someone finally gets you, someone finally understands you, someone finally looks at you and say, regardless of the fact that you have flaws, I'm going to love you. It gets to you. You are excited. You are overly excited to the point that you love that person and do everything and anything for that person, which in the process, you start to lose your identity. You start to lose your sense of self. You start living for the person. You start wanting to do what the person wants you to do. You've even forgotten what you want to do in life. It's not about what do you want me to do? Where do you want me to go? You are so attached. You're so distracted. You're so carried away. It happens to the best of us. And this series just shows it like in the real life set. It's just like you're watching yourself through the series. If you're not careful, if you don't pick yourself and catch yourself out of that situation, you're likely to slip in it and lose yourself. I remember there's this movie that says, love don't cost a thing. My dear, if love costs you your growth, just know that that love is expensive. Lesson number two: how you parent your teenagers, how you parent your children goes a long way, plays a large role in their love lives and even in every aspect of their lives. So this series portrayed two different characters. Parents of the two characters had two different parenting styles. Now, one of the parent was physically present but emotionally absent. Parenting is not just about being present. You can be present and not be present. It's not just about attending all their parties, showing up, giving them money, supporting them with all the basic things they need in life. It's also about being emotionally there. So one character had that parent being physically there but emotionally absent. And the other one had the character of physically absent but emotionally present. And even the emotional presence was it was divided. And we saw how it played out. Like we saw how those two parenting style played out in the lives of the children. The first character had a parent that was always ready to provide whatever they needed, but never ready to listen to what they wanted. Played a huge role in the life of the character because the character was just living in the parents' dreams. Oh, what you want for me? Okay. If that's what you want, that's what I'll do. They never listened to him to know what he truly wants. What does he want? What does he want to do with his life? And then there is the other character that had challenges. But because the parent was not physically present at the time of the challenge, it was harder for her to open up because at the end of the day, if I have a situation that is difficult enough for me to tell you, and then at the time it happened, you are not now there, the longer I can keep it from you, I'll just feel like there's no point telling you. If I have been able to keep it for 1 month, I can keep it forever. The other parent was just never physically present, but they had a little emotional connection. Or she was never always available. She was always working and working and working, trying to satisfy and give her the life that she wanted. But she's forgetting that if you give me everything I need in the world and I'm not guided in the way I should, also realize how some parents like to live their dreams through their children. So all the things that they were not able to achieve, the life that they were not able to have, they want their children to have it. While that is a good thing, it's a very good thing because of course, if your life was bad and you wanted a great life for yourself and you couldn't give yourself that life, you obviously want your children to have that better life, right? That's a good thing. That's a positive thing. But you need to be careful not to over project on these children, not to over expect from them. Do you understand? They are your children. You also need to take in mind the perspective of the type of life they want for themselves before you now try to project the life you want for them to them. They're not the reasons why you were not able to achieve your dreams. I'm sorry, but really, they're not the reasons. So while you are having some expectations for them, don't overly depend on them to give you that perfect lifestyle that you want because they will make mistakes. And if you don't give them room to make mistakes and learn, there's no way they will grow. Lesson number two basically is that how you parent your teenagers, how you parent your children goes a long way to show how they would grow up and it affects a lot of aspects of their life. No matter the threat you've gotten, if you need help, I know it's not so easy, but don't ever try to protect your abusers. Don't protect someone who has hurt you, someone who has caused you great pain. Don't try to protect them because if you protect them, you are leaving them to continue that pattern. You're leaving, it's like you're not allowing them face the consequence of their actions. Not talk to your parents if they're so much for you, rather than doing it alone, rather than trying to figure it out alone and putting so much burden on yourself as teenagers or as a person. Try to talk to a professional. Try to talk to someone that doesn't even know your parents but is professional and can even offer you some advice that will be helpful for you to navigate that phase or that challenge that you're going through. To wrap it up, Forever is not just a teen's love story, it's about communicating, emotional intelligence, and parenting all in general. I will conveniently rate this movie 8 over 10, or this series 8 over 10. If you don't guide your child or your children through their first heartbreak, the world will guide them. And the world is not as kind. They may be lucky to find a kind world, and they may be unlucky. Let me leave you this question before I go. Do you think that parents should play an active role in their teenagers' love life or they should let them be? Let me know your response to this question in the comment section below. If you haven't subscribed and you've watched to this very point, please kindly hit the subscribe button, turn on your post notifications so when I post a new video, you get to see it and leave your comment in the comment section below. Till then, see you in my next video. Bye.